Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. Today I'm in my parents' house across the country. Some of you may remember my very first renovation, which was my parents' house all the way back in 2020. I tried to do it without spending any money, and since then my parents were able to sell their home. It was just something that was never a possibility, but once the house looked the way that it did, they were finally able to sell it. And now they have this new space that they've been practically begging me to come help them with, and I've been prepping for this for a while. I just haven't had the time to make the trip all the way out here. Thank you to my house for making that decision for me and kicking me out. If you know, you know. I've been here working on this space for quite a few days, so I have a lot of footage, and I thought it'd be a good idea to do a part 1. This renovation, as per usual, is a surprise, so I've kicked them out of this room until I'm done, so we will get their raw reaction on camera. So exciting. I don't want to waste any time talking, so let's take a tour of the space. Okay, so here's what the space looks like before. I just want to do like a little walkthrough to show you guys what we're working with. So right when you enter, there's this little area right here, and there's a table and chairs. It's really cute, and I want to leave it there, but I'm gonna refinish it. And then above that, there's this window to their bathroom, so they want me to just completely cover that because they don't like that it's there. So, and then over here they have this massage table that they want to keep, so I think what I'm gonna do is just make it look a little bit nicer. My mom might make a new cover for it, and the walls are like incredibly textured, so I can't put wallpaper on them, but I'm gonna do other things instead. Also, Piper is here, of course, for anyone wondering. And then over here is the area that my dad wants soft seating to entertain guests and just be cozy. He works in here as an office, but he likes to work on a couch, so we're gonna try to keep it the same, but with new furniture. And then some of these pillows will stay, some of them won't. I think that pillow's really fun and it will really go with the aesthetic. And then this little ottoman right here, I actually thrifted for the original renovation as well from Facebook Marketplace, and it's a little bit in rough shape, so I'm gonna fix it up. And the same thing with this little couch right here. I also thrifted this for the original renovation, if you guys remember. And this is still in really great shape, so I'm gonna keep it because it looks like a little cafe and I love it. And then this chair right here, I actually thrifted this for like $20 when I was in high school. I think we're going to sell it to try to make a profit, and I will use that for the renovation. And then over here is Lou. Hello. But this table is another thing that I sent a link to them from Facebook Marketplace, and they got this ahead of time, so I'm going to fix this up a little bit. And then in this back corner, there's just a bunch of stuff that we could potentially use in this room, so I'm gonna go through all of that. We're gonna put cabinets and stuff over here. It's gonna be so cool. But yeah, so that is what we are working with. There's a lot to do in this space, so let's get to work. Speaking of thrifting, I wanted to thank the sponsor of today's video, ThredUp. ThredUp is a way to go thrifting, but online. Their goal is to make fashion more sustainable by taking clothes that would be in a landfill, giving them a whole new life, and making them available to many more people. I'm sure we all know by now that I quite literally live in thrift stores, and I don't just use them for furniture, I also use them for clothing. But as you can see from my videos, I don't always express my style in the things that I wear. Actually, literally never do I wear things that I feel like are my style. I think in the world of DIY, I just always lean for something comfortable that I don't care if it gets a stain on it. If I had to describe my ideal style, I would say like Miss Frizzle, but if she was toned down a bit because she's got to be doing DIYs with power tools. So I ordered some really cute stuff, and I want to show you. This is actually the perfect time because all of my clothes are on the other side of the country. So here they are in this adorable ThredUp box. So the first thing that I got is this cute little cropped sweater top. If you haven't already noticed, I'm 100% a jacket girl. I love wearing jean jackets, blazers, sweaters. Those are my favorite, and so I'm always looking for quality pieces to layer underneath those, and this is so perfect. I'm looking at the prices for this. It is estimated at $76 retail. It was listed on ThredUp for $39.99, but of course I used a coupon, so I paid $21.95 for this, and that's like 70% off. Next, I got another undershirt for layering. This one is a turtleneck, and this is insane. I guess this is like a really nice high quality turtleneck, but the estimated retail price for this is $204. It was listed at $48.99. Of course I used a coupon, so I got it for $26.95. That is like 80% off. Next, I got this really nice leather jacket. This is a great staple that I'm really excited to just have as an option. Next, I got this jean jacket, and full disclosure, I've worn this like a million times. This is the thing that I broke out because it has massive pockets. And then I got this really fun little denim dress. I love denim, and they have accessories and stuff too. So I got this really cute little yellow bag. And last but not least are these beautiful boots. I'm obsessed with these. I love the dark chocolate brown. So ThredUp has a new feature where you can shop someone else's favorites. So I have a link in the description box with all of my favorites. So if you liked the items that I showed you today, you can actually go check out more similar items and buy them directly from my favorites. I think that's so cool. And I have a discount code for you, which is way better than the typical 30%. It is 40% off. Red alert. Just use code Emily and you will get 40% off on ThredUp. But thank you so much to ThredUp for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get into some DIY. So the first order of business is to paint this room because that red is just not going to work. The walls are also super textured, so I can't use wallpaper, unfortunately. I color matched a white paint to the ceiling and Lou got started painting the walls. And then I went in for the detail work, so here's a great hack for making a sharp line. No matter how textured your walls are, you want to use frog tape and then use your original wall color like this and paint all up in there. This will fill all of the microscopic cracks so you don't see it in the end. And then once that dries, you go over with the new color that you want to make the sharp line with. And then when you peel the tape away, it is sharp and crisp every single time. This is what the room was looking like at this point, and then I started on the ceiling. This was significantly harder because the ceiling is warped, but I did my best. I basically just taped off the shape that I wanted and then painted everything else. And this is what it looks like. I modeled this shape after where the main path of travel is. I want these like light beams of sorts of wood to pull you into that seating area. Next, it's time to paint some furniture. I found these chairs on their local Facebook Marketplace and I had them pick them up like months ago. Facebook Marketplace can be very unpredictable, so when you see something you need, you gotta grab it. I gave it a good clean and then I went in with this Angelus leather paint. I have used this so many times. I've gotten a lot of questions recently about if this works on faux leather, and the answer is yes, of course. I'm pretty sure that these chairs are faux leather. I'm pretty sure that most, if not all of the furniture that I've used this product on have been faux leather, so it definitely works. I don't recommend using a brush for this, but I started off with a brush because that's what I had at the time, but you just want to do really thin coats. This will allow it to fully harden before the next layer, and then you're going to want to use a foam roller like this to apply the full coats, and this works really well. It gives it that perfect smooth application, and it's also what's recommended. Now this looks scary, and I recognize that. I was scared myself, but I just trust this product so much that I just did it anyway. The color ended up looking so green because it needs more opacity. With that cooler brown showing through, it just made it look green. So I played around with a few different coats to get to the place that I wanted, and then I moved over to this ottoman that was from the original house renovation, and this time I got a foam brush for the detailing. So this is what I recommend if you're using this product. You should use a foam brush. And then of course I went in with the roller again. I did quite a few coats, but I just was not vibing with this color. Regardless of the opacity, it was just way too bright for what I was going for. So I decided to just say that it was the primer and order a new color. I got this mustard yellow, and this was way closer to what I was going for and matched the colors that I'm using in the space so much better. The first color was giving young feminine Daisy, and this one is giving vintage dad. Here's me happy dancing because I was so excited, and I only had to do like one coat of this with some touch-ups because I already had that primer on there. So once again, I just used my roller for this process and the foam brush, and once that was all done, I went in with a finisher. I've used this product without a finisher before and it has been fine, but I still like using the finisher, especially in places with a warm climate like this. This will just ensure that it's extra safe from whatever happens. Here is the scratch test. She did great. And then this is what the final product looked like. I went in with some of these conditioning wipes too. These removed any little last bit of tackiness that was there. Next, I wanted to tackle this little bistro table that we had from the original renovation. I wanted to just bring it to life, so I had this idea that I could get guitar picks. I played around with different patterns that I could have them in all around the table, and this is what I landed with. My dad loves playing the guitar, if you haven't noticed. I got these little stone tiles from the hardware store, and I'm just gluing those in the place of where all of the guitar picks are. I'm doing this because the guitar picks don't have that much depth, and I kind of want there to be a lift underneath them. You'll see why in a second, but then I'm just going in and painting everything a color that matches the guitar picks. I chose to paint after I glued everything on because that just worked out for me with cleaning things up. And this is what it looked like, and then I peeled off all of the tape and she was ready for the guitar picks. I just went in and added some glue and then put the guitar picks right on top. It's a really simple and customizable DIY. You could really put anything underneath this. This is what it looked like, and then I went to a local glass fabricator and I asked them to create a piece of glass for me for this table. And this is the final product. I 10 out of 10 recommend. Next, it was time to tackle this bar area, and there's a lot going on here. The plumbing is sticking out of the wall for various reasons, and we can't fix it right now. So I did some brainstorming, and my aunt and uncle, who I haven't seen in a while, were actually stopping by that day, so they asked if they could help. We basically cut the cabinets to form around the plumbing. It ended up working out great, so that's really exciting. Once we got it all in place, we just added a butcher block countertop and a little drop-in bar sink, and then it was time to move on to the more fun stuff. So I removed all of the plastic from the cabinets, and I bought this really cute hardware that is perfect for my dad. It looks like little soda bottle caps. So I picked where I wanted each color to go, and then I went ahead and installed those, and they look so good. And then the last thing that I tackled was this fridge. I actually had this fridge with me in college. She's in rough shape, so I decided to cover her with my wallpaper. This is the inside the box pattern. I love this wallpaper. I definitely recommend that you check it out. But she ended up looking beautiful and refreshed and renewed, and this little area is really coming together. Next, I wanted to do something to this table that I had at my parents' thrift a while back. It has a glass top, but it's kind of boring. So I thought of a fun DIY that you can do if you have any type of glass table. Basically, I'm just adding a layer underneath the glass that has personality. I cut out a big round piece of plywood for this, and I made it slightly smaller than the glass table that I have, so that way you don't see the plywood edges. And then my dad really loves making puzzles, so I thought that puzzles would be a really nice detail to add here. I glued down all of the puzzle pieces, and then I just painted them all the same color, so it's a nice subtle texture. And this is what it looked like, and then Lou just put the glass table right on top like this, and it looks so fun in the end. It's a really subtle little nod to his passions. Next, it is time to tackle this window that's in the room that leads to their bathroom. I had them cut a really big piece of MDF for me at the hardware store, and then I just screwed it onto some 2x4s and covered all of that up. And then I just went in with my wallpaper again. I'm really excited to use this in their space, so I'm trying to do it in all of the possible areas, except for the walls because they're so textured. And this is one of my favorite patterns from the collection. It's lineation. I'm just wrapping the MDF as if it's a present, and it looks so good. I want to add a frame, but this is it for now. That is it for today's video. I hope you guys liked it. Stay tuned to see the space come all together and to see my parents' reaction because they've been very patient. I'm very grateful. Thank you so much again to ThredUp for sponsoring today's video, and make sure you guys check out my favorites if you're interested. And don't forget to use code Emily for 40% off. Thank you so much for watching today's video. It means a lot to me. I love you guys, and I hope you're staying safe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.